Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I must admit, every morning my voice seems to be sounding worse. Gotta say, last night, Magdalena's absolutely fantastic night. Absolutely smashed it last night. Can I say thank you to all the Dutch in there last night? The atmosphere was absolutely electric. I've got to be honest, our numbers are really good. But what I have noticed, our numbers in the mixed area, that's downstairs in the front part of the bar, are really, really high. We still have not many up in the vaccinated area, sort of our clean area as they like to refer to it. But we had a few up there, but mainly everybody's downstairs at the front. But honestly, last night, what a really, really great night last night. Absolutely awesome. Thank you to the Dutch who introduced me to some of their top tunes. Trust me, I was ripping those last night and they went into the playlist. And I think tonight I might actually drop a couple of those tunes into my show tonight. Just to let you know, tonight I'm going to be not broadcasting from Magdalena's, but we're going to be recording next week's Dance Anthem show from there. Basically, because again, it's all about time getting stuff made for beatsradio.co.uk. So tonight from 10 o'clock till midnight, it's going to be a recording of my Dance Anthem show for next week. Can I thank those people who were tuned in last night as well to Dance Anthems? I did pop in and out occasionally just to have a little peruse to see how things were going. And thank you for the comments on the music on this week's show. Absolutely awesome. So at the moment, to be honest, I'm on a bit of a roll at the moment. And despite all the restrictions and everything else that's going on, we're staying positive. We're hoping next week we will be kicking off live entertainment at Magdalena's. I'll give you more details on that as we get closer to it. But all in all, we're just getting on with it. And that's all we can say. We're just getting on with it. We're staying within the rules at the moment, not raising our heads up where people come a knocking, shall we say, the police, and basically just doing what we can with the people that we've got. Anyway, quick look at the weather. And as you can see, beautiful, clear blue skies. Thank you to Amanda for your concise weather forecast. She says, Ginge, sunny today. It's going to be 32 degrees Celsius, but it's going to feel like 35. Also be aware, she says, we're on warnings as well for fires. And everybody be careful with their barbecues and with their picnics. Yes, thank you for that, my lovely. Trust me, they are. Or people will be. But anyway, that's a look at the weather today. Absolutely clear blue skies. I'm going to do the broadcast inside. Oh, there's Mr. Pickles playing with his little stick. So there you go, darling. They've been good this morning, Mr. Pickles and also Kiki. They were rolling around in the tunnel this morning, but I can't see. Where's Kiki gone? Is she about anywhere? No, she's not. Right, okay, so going to do the broadcast from inside. Jane at the moment is at the airport. A busy day today with arrivals, but just to let you know, yesterday Jane was guiding up at the shipwreck, and the weather yesterday up at the shipwreck area, it was to say the least a bit hairy. Very choppy seas. The boats obviously couldn't get into the beach yesterday. So anyway, the boats had to sort of linger offshore and look. However, it was interesting yesterday, and it's the first time I've ever heard of this. The boats were accompanied by dolphins. Yeah, there was a school of dolphins around the island, and they decided to do a bit of a show for people on board the trip. So even though they didn't get and actually touch the shipwreck, they got to see something very, very rare yesterday. A school of dolphins swimming around the boats, putting on a display, which I think made up for the fact that they didn't actually get. And the only other time we've known dolphins to follow the boats was when Jane and I were going to Kefalonia one year. And as we were sat on the ferry going out of Kalini, we were watching they were again following the boat over to Kalini. So again, looks like we've got a lot of wildlife at the moment who are making their presence felt here on the island. Anyway, just to let you know, I'm not going to go through the list of all other flights for the country, but today we've got 10 flights in from the UK. Just to give you a quick idea of what we've got in, we've got 11:35. There's a Jet 2 from Manchester. We've got a Jet 2 from Leicester at 11:45. We've got a Jet 2 from Stansted at 12 o'clock. We've then got an Easy Jet from Luton, London at 12:05. There's another Jet 2 from Leeds at 1 o'clock. There's a British Airways from London at 3:40. Then there's an Easy Jet from London Gatwick at 6:30. Another Easy Jet from Bristol at 6:55. And then there's a Jet 2 from Newcastle at 8:10 tonight. And there's also a Jet 2 from Birmingham as well at, again, it's got it at 8:10. It's scheduled for around about the same time, but it looks like there is going to be another flight in from Birmingham as well. So all in all, it looks like a lot more British flights in today. Let's have a quick look. I've just seen Dave Burns come up. Just a quick reminder, if anybody's been following the Workers' Journey, which has been broadcasting all the way through lockdown, I used to do a few little bits and bobs for it. They're going to be doing their very, very final online broadcast today. So once again, just go onto Facebook, look out for the Zanti's Workers' Journey as they do a little bit of a farewell broadcast today, because obviously a lot of them have got other jobs back in the UK. They're either back to work, and again, as always, they haven't got the time to do it anymore, but what they did do, they enjoyed. And again, thanks to Dave Burns for coming to say hello to me as well in Magdalena's the other day. It was great catching up with you fella as well. Right, let's look at the infection rates then for Zakynthos and also for other areas of interest. I've just realised I didn't put the Mykonos ones. I know, I normally said I was going to follow Mykonos because they are a guide to what will happen here. So unfortunately, I've just realised I didn't put Mykonos in. But Rhodes is in there. Rhodes at the moment has got 50 new infections. Steve Kimberley asked me to keep an eye on Rhodes. Cases in Macardo, no new cases reported there. Cases in Corfu, there's been 28 new cases recorded in Corfu. In Kefalonia, there's been 12 new cases recorded there as well. However, Zakynthos, I'm afraid we've had 23 new cases within the last 24 hours here in Zakynthos, which is not boding well for us at all. Just to remind you, we've actually gone up into another level. We are now in orange. Next step is red. Okay, we were in amber. We went to orange yesterday. So again, having 23 new cases on the island is going to put our epidemiology data into a bit of a furore at the moment. But anyway, it means so far this month of July, Zakynthos has had 140 cases of coronavirus here on the island. When you consider in June we only had 7, it is, again, we're going to be watching our figures very closely to see what the government decides it wants to do about making sure people are safe. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out there. When it comes to deaths here in Greece, across the country, they're up just ever so slightly. I did report to you yesterday 5 new deaths across the country. Today, 7 new deaths. Once again, the average age of those people passing away has been 70 years of age. 96.4% of them have underlying health conditions or are over the age of 70. And that means that the death toll now since the pandemic started last year is 12,877. And again, our condolences to those families that are affected. When it comes to critical cases in hospital, they are now starting to creep up again, which is again of a worry. It was 126 yesterday. It's now crept up to 130. 75 of those are male and 55 of those are female. The average age of people in critical condition is about 67 years of age. 83% of those have an underlying health problem or are over the age of 70. Right, today's news, I'm going to warn you now, it's COVID and crime. Okay, the Tourism Minister Haris Theocharis on Friday said that the increasing vaccination coverage against the coronavirus is the only way to ensure that the country can remain open and its tourism industry stay healthy. He said, I'm asking all of you to get vaccinated if you have not already done so, as the vaccines are the sole passport to increasing jobs and strengthening our tourism flows. They are our only passport to keep our country open and the tourism product of Greece in good health. Now, he said this during a visit that he made to Crete, where Crete at the moment is also having a very high epidemiology rate there. And they, like us, have gone into an increased status. I'm not sure what their status is. I think they're in the same as we are, which is in orange. Anyway, he also said it's the duty and the responsibility of us all as to unwaveringly continue on this path with the gates of tourism open, but also with safety. He was also speaking to the tourism representatives of Crete as well. Now, he also said this is a difficult summer and together we will take one step a week at a time. I'm certain that Greek tourism will win the battle, having shown it can be victorious. He also added, he added while speaking to the regional governor of Crete, and Iraklion's governor as well. So again, he's down there in Crete. However, meanwhile, back in Athens, the Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis defended the compulsory vaccination for some groups in the country by referencing Article 25 of the Greek Constitution on Friday. Now, Mitsotakis was speaking with the President of Greece, Katerina Skalapoulou, in front of the media about the coronavirus and the rate of vaccinations in Greece. Both the high-ranking politicians appeared to be in agreement about the need for a majority of the Greek populace to be inoculated. However, the Greek Prime Minister said Greece's compulsory vaccination is constitutional. Mitsotakis highlighted that the Delta variant of the virus, which is much more transmissible than the original virus, means that it is more important than ever for all Greeks who can get vaccinated to do so. Anyway, the state has the right to demand all citizens to pay their debt of social and national solidarity, referring to the Article 25 paragraph of the Constitution. He then claimed that this is part of Greek law and is more relevant than ever today. This is what we demand of our fellow citizens, the debt of social and national solidarity. The battle of our generations is tackling the pandemic. We will beat it. But we must win by taking it all the responsibility of our citizens towards themselves, their families and society as a whole. And Mitsotakis said, arguing that people have a moral duty to become vaccinated. Now, following the meeting between the Prime Minister and the President, he also tweeted out a call for people to be vaccinated. Now, the government's position to make vaccination compulsory for healthcare and eldercare workers in Greece was ratified in the Parliament on Thursday. The motion was voted for by MPs from New Democracy, which is Mitsotakis' party, as well as by a Movement for Change. That is a group of other MPs within their parliament. However, interestingly, the representatives of SYRIZA, which is like the main opposition party, the KKE, which is the Communist Party here in Greece, the Hellenic Solution, and Mira 25, which is Kyriakos' party, they voted against the new measures, which calls for all healthcare, disability and care workers who refuse to receive at least the first dose of the vaccine against the coronavirus by August the 16th to be placed on unpaid leave. So I'm pleased to see that there is an opposition to it. And the opposition is from the main opposition party, the Communist Party, Hellenic Solution, and also Mira 25, which is Kyriakos' party that he created after leaving SYRIZA. It was also written, and is to be reminded, that the vast majority of healthcare workers have already chosen to be vaccinated, with 90% of Greek doctors and 73% of Greek nurses having already done so. Anyway, the numbers stand in stark contrast, obviously, to the general population, where the inoculation rate at the moment is hovering around about 52%. So you must remember that they're now saying that healthcare workers must be compulsorily vaccinated in the same way they compulsory vaccinated firemen who worked for the special rescue part of the Greek fire service. But then again, when you look at it like this, you've already got the majority of people in the healthcare already vaccinated. So why not just leave it at that? If the other 10% don't want to get vaccinated, that should be their choice. But to compulsory mandate that 10% gets vaccinated, again, it is obviously putting fuel then to push the vaccination onto the rest of the public who may not want it, maybe not at this point, or do not want it at all. So again, we're going to keep an eye on that. As again, it's becoming a bit of a cause now with a lot of people about compulsory vaccination and having the right and the choice taken away from you to make a decision that is your choice at the end of the day. Nobody's forcing me to take asthma medicine. Nobody's forcing me to take cancer treatment, but they are forcing me and taking away my civil rights to decide whether or not to have the vaccine. Anyway, the European Commission has approved an additional 100 million euros for Greece in a business programme for reforming the public sector from 2014 to 2020, which forms part of a partnership agreement for the development framework. Now, according to the proposal by the Greek Development and Investments Ministry, these new funds will be used to enhance the country's public health system and also improve the citizens' access to it. The resources will be channeled to support a network of mobile health units that will provide relief for state hospitals during the pandemic, as well as for improving services for the chronic patients and supporting the mental and physical well-being of health workers. Coming on to the crime then, and the crime, I'm afraid, it's all Zakynthos at the moment. Two foreigners were arrested in the early hours of Friday morning here by police officers for drug trafficking and for violations on the legislation in regards to the ownership of weapons. Anyway, acting on information regarding the activity of these two foreigners in cocaine trafficking in Zakynthos, the police decided to take action in the early hours of yesterday morning with a raid on the homes of these two individuals. Now, during the searches of the homes, police found cocaine wrapped in packages weighing between 4 to 5 grams. They also found white powder weighing 13 to 13 grams. They found 2 electronic scales. In cash, they found about 765 euros. They also found a pistol with ammunition, a car, a camera with wireless video transmission, and also 3 mobile phones. Anyway, so these two characters, they were taken by the police to the public prosecutor's office, where they were obviously duly processed. And at the moment, we'll keep an eye out and see what the fallout is from that. Also, be aware the police have been out and about enforcing the COVID restrictions as well. It seems that on Thursday, in the early hours of Thursday morning in Zakynthos, that a nightclub was confirmed to have been booked. They were serving people who were standing up inside the venue, probably dancing around or something of that nature. They got served a €5,000 fine, plus they also got shut down for 7 days. In addition, during checks on Wednesday evening in Zakynthos, a fine of €2,000 was imposed, and also a suspension for 7 days, again because people were inside an inside area, and proper verification as to whether they'd been vaccinated or not had not been carried out. And so therefore that business was booked. So once again, I know for us at Magdalena's, this is an issue that we have to take very seriously. A few times last night, we did have to tell people, please don't dance, don't stand, please dance in your chairs, dance in your seats. You put us at risk, you put yourselves at risk if the police should come in. And also, it's not beyond the realms of impossibility that undercover police will come around. We had that last year with undercover police in venues. So again, please be very careful. And also, we're finding there's shortfalls with the system for checking verification of people to say that they're vaccinated or they're not. Where there is an issue where we don't feel it is safe for us to let these people up into the area, we have asked them to go into the mixed area rather than up into the vaccinated area. And I should think we're not the only people on Zakynthos now that are finding there are shortcomings within the system that's been put in place to check people. But the bottom line is this: the police will not care. You know, we're doing their job for them basically, and we're the ones who are going to pick up the responsibility of fines for people who are not in the area that they're supposed to be in. So once again, just be aware of that. And if there is an issue and you go into somewhere and they tell you sorry, but we can't either read your information, or there's a problem with your info, or you can't prove. And I think the easiest thing to do, if you can print it off on a piece of paper and hold it up on a piece of paper, that satisfies us and that will satisfy the authorities. We could only do so much. Also as well, during that same period, there were 7 violations in Corfu. There were 7 also in Zakynthos, 3 in Macardo, 1 in Kefalonia, where staff inside venues were not wearing masks. And all of those people, they copped a €300 fine as well. Right, so that's it for the news today. I haven't got an and finally story. I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the comments that are coming in. Zanti Pete says, "Good morning, Ginge. Listening in for a while to your show last. Enjoyed it, mate. Thank you very much." Michelle Taylor says, "Send me a seat. Save me a seat in the unvaccinated area, please. The hubby can sit in the vaxxed and give me some peace." Thank you very much for that, my darling. I like that. David Douglas says, or Trevor Douglas says, "Our tourism has gone gangbusters out here in rural Australia thanks to COVID, as they cannot go anywhere else. So we are seeing people we would not normally see." So in some areas in Australia, because I've got to be honest, Australia at the moment, one thing I will say for Australia, and I don't know if Howie will agree with me, I think Sky Australia really is producing some fantastic news, which is really hitting the government over there, because at the moment, from what I'm seeing about the Australian government, it's like something from the 1950s, just the attitude, just the draconian measures, and the nonsense of it all. We're looking at the UK thinking it's bad there, but Australia, you're still in lockdowns. You basically shut the country for about the next 2 years or so. So but anyway, from Howie's point of view, it's obviously doing his business that he runs in Australia, doing it some good, because like they're seeing people they would never normally see, because there's not many places they can go. Well, you certainly won't be finding Australians in Earl's Court on the big tour, that's for sure, for a while anyway, unless they want to go back to their country. Anyway, Julie Meldrum is watching. Teresa Ann Huggett is watching as well. Somebody's saying, "Morning, lovely weather where you are, but it's raining where we are." I can't see who that is. Jerry Coyle is saying, "Morning from Mansfield." What's going on in Mansfield, Jerry? Is it good weather? I can't see it. Oh, it's all going crazy. Trying to read the comments as always. Right, I'm going to bang it on the head there. Again, today is a reasonably busy day in some respects. Jane's at the airport quite a while. Lots of new flights coming in from the UK, which is good. Tonight, as I've already said, I'm going to record my next instalment for beatsradio.co.uk. Yesterday's show, as far as I'm aware, is not going to be repeated because we alternate with Ian. And can I say a big shout out to Ian? I understand he broke his foot the other day. I didn't know about that until I spoke to Ben yesterday in the UK and he told me. So anyway, I hope you get better soon, fella. And your morale is still up there. He's a bit worried about having to go back into hospital because Ian was one of those who went into hospital and caught COVID while in hospital. So he's a bit worried about having to go back into hospital. So anyway, rooting for you, buddy. Hope you're going to be okay. So I will upload yesterday's Dance Anthem show up online. I put the Northern Soul show on from last week up online. So you can watch those on Mixcloud or just go through the link on my Facebook page. I'm also planning to record the Northern Soul show again in front of a live audience, which is going to be interesting. Because I look at the demographic that I have at the moment, and I hope it's as well received as what I've been doing in the last few days is. I just worry a little bit about the Northern Soul. I love Northern Soul. I think Northern Soul is fantastic music, but I could do with a few people who understand it, all right, to infect the others, all right? So again, that to me is going to be interesting to see. I do know there is Northern Soul clubs in Holland. There's a very successful one in Rotterdam. Again, it's unknown territory. It's going to make it all the more fun. So I will record the Northern Soul show actually in Magdalena's as well, in front of a live audience, like I'm going to do with the dance anthems. And we'll see how it goes, okay? And because, again, it's such a nice buzz to have people there actually in venues enjoying stuff rather than just sat in the studio playing tunes, hoping, well, this is nice, works, that works. And then it becomes a bit technical rather than, you know, enjoyment style, if you see what I mean, or people getting up and enjoying it. If this tune's not working, get into another one, Ginge, you know, because you get that instant reaction and stuff like that. But anyway, so as you can see, my morale is good, despite all the things I have to do to stay on the legal side of things with the testing twice a week, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we'll just see where it goes and we'll just keep turning and burning. And we look forward to seeing you coming through our doors as well, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. As long as we can prove whatever we need to prove, you're happy to come in, all right? Anyway, that's it from me for today. I'll keep my ear to the ground. And if I hear of anything, I'll definitely let you know by tomorrow. And once again, thank you to all those people who've been dropping messages of support. Also, those people who came in last night to say thank you and say hello as well. That was really nice. And to be honest, I can't remember your names this morning. My brain is a bit addled. But again, thank you for your messages. And thank you to the little Dutch guy who says, you are a legend now. And I thank you as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And by the way, people are asking, what happened to the guy who was going to propose to his girlfriend at the shipwreck? I don't know. They didn't come in yesterday, so I'm hoping it wasn't a no, all right? But anyway, if I hear, I'll let you know. Anyway, catch you later. Ta-ra.